equations as equations, that is, you make it 8x plus 5y equal to 60. Then further write it in intercept form, that is x by 60 by 8 plus y by 60 by 5 equal to 1. I think drawing the lines would be easier. So I think you have 7.50 and you have 0.12. This is the point 0.12. This is the point 7.50. This is the line that corresponds to 8x plus 5y equal to 60. The other line being 4x plus 5y. If I just draw the corresponding equation, it would be 40. So you have x by 10 plus y by 8 equal to 1. So this is 10, 0, and this is 0.8. Are we all okay with this? Okay, fine.
Yes,
Now tell me, which one is the feasible region in this case? That implies which region is being satisfied by both the constraints and the non-negativity condition. If you quickly tell me the point of intersection of the two lines.
5,4.
Now tell me which one is the feasible region. That is, by feasible region, I mean the region that is being satisfied by both the constraints as well as the non-negativity condition.
The quadrilateral 0, 8, 5, 4,
I'm containing the origin.
7.50 and 0, 0.
I have this advantage of highlighting, that's why I'm doing so. What you can simply do is you can simply strike out and signify the corresponding. This can be done from your end. You can simply strike out the region, you can put lines to make me understand, or whoever will be evaluating, or whoever will be understanding your purpose, just simply highlight in any manner you want to, any manner you can, so that we are able to understand that yes, you have a clear understanding of the corresponding feasible region. Well, now tell me, since this is something that we need to maximize, so what are the points that we need to see? Just what does your intuition say? We need to actually check the value of z at a point which is lying farthest from the origin. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely, we just can check simply at the point z equal to 5, 4, right? And what would the value be?
1150.
That implies you can answer that z max is equal to 1150. See, even like you can cross check, you can find out what is z at 0.8. It would be how much? It would be 800, right? Similarly, you can check z at 7.50. There's no need to check simply at the point 0.0 because we're interested in the maximization of the given problem. And you can find out the correct. You will see that in any case, you are getting the maximum at 5.4. So this is what your answer is. Are we all okay with this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the case where we got a unique solution, right? So the answer is a unique solution. I think last class I told you a case where the number of solutions may be infinite, right? If the profit line and the slope becomes equal, then they are we may get infinitely many solutions. Now let us talk about problem number 2, and problem number 2 is about minimizing the objective function. And here I did not mention, yeah, it's not required. I should mention x and y are both non-negative. First, Can you tell me the corresponding feasible region in this case? Corresponding to this one, we would be having, if I try to draw the corresponding, equation, you have x by 6 plus y by 4 equal to 1, right? So have x by minus 3, y by 3. That implies this one is another line. Then you have y equal to 3. Y equal to 3 implies this is the line y equal to 3. The line is not straight. Please pardon me. And what else do you have? You have x equal to 4. Acha, this is the coordinate 0. Sorry, this is minus 3, 0. This is 0, 3. Am I right? This is the line x equal to 4. I'm sorry, this is the line x equal to 4 and y equal to 3 would be this line. Am I right? Okay. So tell me which is the region right now. You know what we can do is, for the first constraint, if I replace x and y by 0, 0, that is the origin. This is the line. This is the line 2x plus 3y equal to 12. This is the line minus x plus y equal to 3. So you know what I'm trying to say is, if I replace x and y by 0, 0, is that being satisfied? If I talk about this one, is the origin the origin a solution to the given constraint?
No.
That implies the region would look away from the origin. Am I right? I mean this would be the region for this line. If I concentrate only on the first inequation, right? Then for the second one, that is this one, the origin is satisfying. That implies this is the region. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you have x less than equal to 4 and y greater than equal to 3. That implies y greater than equal to 3 implies we are interested in this region and this region. So if I try to, simply have the region that is being satisfied by all, then don't you think that this is going to be the...
Quadrilateral. Yes, ma'am.
The corner point, and since this is a minimization, acha, tell me the region that I painted green, that is known as
Region.
feasible region. Correct. What we are interested in is finding out the corresponding optimal solution, right? So as it seems, the optimal solution should lie in the feasible region and is one of the corner points of the feasible region. Am I okay with this?
Yes, ma'am.
We are interested to find out the solution that is being satisfied by all the constraints, the non-negativity condition, and it has to minimize the given objective function. Now, can you tell me precisely which 2 points we need to check? If we are to find out the minimum in this case, which 2 points we basically are required to check?
Ma'am, the
Mm.
leftmost corner points.
Yeah.
We are basically required to check the points that are nearer the origin, isn't it? Because they are the ones which are going to give us the minimum value. So can you tell me what is the coordinate of this point in blue, this point?
3/2,
1.
That's
By
1.5, 3.
1.5, 3. And what is this point?
3/5, 3, 3/5.
By 5, comma
3, 3/5.
3/5. Fraction is 18/5. Are you trying to say this?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me what is the value of z at 3/2, 3, and what is the value of z at 3/5, 18/5?
Ma'am, at 3/2, 3, it's 19.5.
Yes, ma'am. 19.5 and 19 4/5.
19, 4/5.
Yes, ma'am.
Obvious. That
Yes,
implies we are getting the minimum at 3/2, 3, right?
Yes.
So we can say that further z mean is equal to 19.5, and this completes our answer. The third case. What about this one? We need to minimize a certain function where we are given the constraints. So, if we quickly draw the corresponding constraints, the first constraint would be it's 5x plus 9y equal to 45, implying x by 9 plus y by 5 equal to 1. একটু better হলে পারতো। This can be regarded as 5x plus 9y equal to 45, and this is x plus y equal to 2. What else do we have? We have y less than equal to 4. That implies this can be our y equal to 4. Right. So which one is the feasible region in our case? Which one is the feasible region in our case?
Ma'am, the quadrilateral below. Yes.
Do you mean this region? Do you mean this region? Am I okay? Are we okay with drawing the feasible region?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this being again, it's a minimization type of a problem. We are actually interested in figuring out the values of Z at this point and this point. Correct. The
Yes, ma'am.
coordinate of this point being 0, 2, the coordinate of this point being 2, 0. And as it is obvious that at both the two corner points, we are getting the same value for Z, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We are getting Z at 0, 2 as 2. We are getting Z at 2, 0 as 2. Why do we get the same value? See, apparently you will be fine. Not apparently, it is obvious that the slope of the profit line, is the same as the slope of this line. Right? And this being a minimization type of a problem, say if I put Z is equal to 4, just replacing Z by different values, we will be getting a family of straight lines. That is for sure. So if I replace Z by 4, we would be getting, no color, let me choose some other color. Let me choose this color. So we would be getting this line. This is the profit line. This is the profit line at Z is equal to 4. Right? Or the loss line, whatever. This is just for nomenclature. This is the objective line at Z is equal to 4. Since we need to minimize it, let's not call it profit line. This will cause ambiguity. The line at Z is equal to 4. Now, this being a minimization type of a problem, we would be trying to move this line towards the origin. Correct? And since the slopes of the two lines are the same, a point will come where this line will definitely coincide with the line x plus y equal to 2. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That implies every point that is lying in this region would be a solution to the given problem. And how many points are there? There are infinitely many points. So this is the case where the linear programming problem has infinitely many solutions. So the first two problems were cases where we got unique solution. The third one is the case where we are getting infinitely many solutions. Let us move to the fourth case. We need to maximize. The objective function is given. If I draw the constraints right now, you have x by 1 plus y by minus 1 equal to 1. I'm changing the second constraint to one equality. So this is what it is supposed to be. This is the line correspond to x minus y equal to 1. And the second constraint would lead us to x by minus 3 plus y by 1 equal to 1. So we kind of have this one.
ওটা এই ফর্মে কেন নিয়ে আসছেন?
ফর্মে আনছি যাতে আমার লাইনটা ড্র করতে সুবিধে হয়, আর কিছুই নয়। এই কোয়েশ্চেনটা কে করলো আমাকে? তো সুবিধে হচ্ছে না ইন্টারসেপ্ট ফর্মে লাইনটা ড্র করতে? x by a plus y by b মানে কি? তো এই ফর্মে থাকলে তোর অ্যাডভান্টেজটা কোথায়? তুই জানিস along the x axis it is a units, along the y axis it is b units. So drawing the line would be easier, isn't it? It would take much lesser time. আর কোনো কারণ নেই, this is the only reason. So this is the line that corresponds to minus x plus 3y equal to 3. I hope I am okay with this. আচ্ছা, এবার আমাকে বল, which one is the region?
ওই মাঝখানে অ্যাক্সিস আর দুটো লাইনের
Region is not a closed polygon.
That this is the region.
ম্যাম এটার আমি এক্স্যাক্টলি বুঝলাম না, ক্লোজড পলিগনে তো ওই ফর্মুলাটা আমরা অ্যাপ্লাই করি।
হচ্ছে না তো এখানে, তুই তো অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারবি না এখানে। তার মানে দেখ, in this case the feasible region is not bounded. Am I right?
Yes ma'am, the farthest point from origin তো ইনফাইনাইট কমা মানে
Exactly,
এটার সলিউশন
exactly.
আর কবে হবে না?
হবে না তো। তার মানে কি, this particular linear programming problem has an unbounded solution. বোঝাতে পারলাম? This linear programming problem, we cannot have a polygon that would mark the feasible region. It can extend to infinity. So this is a case where the linear programming problem can have an unbounded solution.
ম্যাম বাট একটা ডাউট কনফার্ম করার ছিল, এই কেসে ক্ষেত্রে আমরা এটা বলতে পারবো না ইট হ্যাজ নো সলিউশন, দ্যাট উড বি রং।
নো সলিউশন কেন? তুই একটা ফিজিবল রিজিয়ন তো পাচ্ছিস।
আচ্ছা,
যদি ফিজিবল রিজিয়নটাই না পেতাম তাহলে আমরা বলতে পারতাম যে নো সলিউশন। বুঝেছিস? বিকজ তুই দেখ যে the region that we are getting is being satisfied by the constraints as well as the non-negativity condition.
Yes ma'am.
তাই না? But we don't know where it is ending. It can extend to infinity. So it has a solution, but an unbounded one. Okay. Now coming to your case that you
Ma'am.
said right now, take a look at this
Ma'am.
problem. The final one.
ম্যাম
Yes.
একটা ডাউট আছে আগেরটাতে।
বল।
ওইটাতে ইফ দ্য কোয়েশ্চেন ওয়াজ যে মিনিমাইজ জেড, তাহলে কি আমরা এই সাইডের দুটো পয়েন্ট?
একদমই তাই। If the problem would have been to minimize, then obviously I think this point would have given you the value.
ইয়েস, মানে
Correctly
ওটাতে উই
pointed
উইল
out.
নট হ্যাভ টু কনসিডার যে অন্য পয়েন্টেও হতে পারে, বিকজ দিস ইজ ক্লোজার টু
তুই
অরিজিন,
দেখ,
জাস্ট টেক দোজ।
আমি তোকে
না
বলছি,
মিনিমাইজ থাকলে তো 0,0 তে
0 তো হচ্ছে না। তুই দেখ না, the 2 points that are nearer the origin are these 2 points.
Oh, yes.
তাই না? So to be on a safe side, we can check z at these 2 points, and the point for which we get the minimum value will be your answer.
Yes, ma'am. মানে since no other point in the region will be closer to the origin, so we can say
Exactly.
যে ওটা minimize হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
Exactly. একদমই তাই। But since the problem is to maximize your answer, it's an unbounded solution. বোঝাতে পারলাম? যেরকম দেখ, like for example, in the previous case, in the previous one, we had an infinite solution because it's a minimization type of a problem. Had the problem been to maximize z, you would have got a unique solution. তাই না?
হ্যাঁ।
Because see, the slope of the line and the slope of this line are not same. These two lines don't have the same slope. So there's no point the objective line being coinciding with the given line. Isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
So as you change the objective function for a minimization type, we have a different case. If you are to maximize, we have altogether a different case. Okay. Acha, now the last case. Tell me this one. We have to maximize a certain function. This is the line corresponds to x plus y equal to 2. And this is the line that corresponds to x plus y, 2x plus 2y equal to 8. Am I okay with this? They should be parallel, yes. In my case, they are not parallel. Just pardon me in that sense. So am I okay with this? These are the two lines.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what about the feasible region in this case?
No region.
For the first constraint, the origin is satisfying the given inequality, right? That implies this should be the region corresponding to the first line. And if I consider the second line, then the origin, if I replace x and y by the origin, it is not being satisfied. That implies this is the region which corresponds to the second line, the second constraint. So my question to you is, do we get a feasible solution? Do we get a feasible region that is
No.
common to both the constraints? No. That implies this case we can say that the linear programming problem has got no solution.
No solution.
Right. Okay. So what we can conclude is linear programming problem may have, number one, a unique and finite optimal solution. Number two, infinite number of optimal solutions. Number three, unbounded solution. And number four is no solution. I hope I am okay with this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now, let us have a system of linear equations that look like a11x1 plus a12x2 plus a13x3 plus a14x4 equal to b1, a21x1 plus a22x2 plus a23x3 plus a24x4 equal to b2. Okay, that implies this system has got how many unknowns? How many variables? Four
Four.
variables.
Four.
Right. And how many equations? Two equations. So tell me, how do we get a solution to this system? I should be expecting an answer from you. How do we get a solution to this system? get a unique solution to this system if I pose it this in this way?
No, because
No, ma'am.
equal number of equations and equal number of variables will we get.
Exactly. That implies what we can do is we can assign two values to two variables. Rather,
Yes.
we will be able to find out, say for example, we will be able to figure out x1 and x2 in terms of x3 and x4. We did in the first year, we did this kind of a problems by studying matrices and determinants, right? We studied all the cases separately, that what would happen, what are the conditions for a system to have no solution, what are the conditions for a system to have infinitely many solutions. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Acha, dhara jak, let me tell you, just suppose there is no x4 and you are only dealing with 3 variables. What would you have done? What would you have done? You would have assigned, say, one L as x3, right? What is L? L can take any value on the number line, and assigning the value of x3 as L. Now the left hand side can be regarded as a11 x1 plus a12 x2 equal to b1 minus a13 L, a21 x1 plus a22 x2 equal to b2 minus a23 L. Am I correct with this? So now we are actually converting the given system to two equations in two variables, which has a solution. What, has the class ended? I suppose not. We have less than a minute. Actually, we have less than a minute. Are we okay with this? Are we okay with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So that
ma'am.
implies your answer would be, we would be getting x1 and x2 in terms of L. And if L is 0, we get different values for x1, x2. For L equal to 1, we get another set. That implies, in a nutshell, if this be the case, we would be getting infinitely many solutions. Are we okay with this?
Yes.
I think this part is clear to you. Now see, the easiest values that we can assign to x3 and x4 are 0, right? If I assign just an assumption x3 and x4, so getting back to where we were, here we have 4 variables and 2 equations. So this is requiring us that 2 variables need to be assigned to 2 different values. Am I okay with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
the previous case, if the number of variables was 1 more than the number of equations, then 1 variable would have been assigned a different value. But what if we have 2 variables more than the number of equations? Then both of the variables need to be assigned to certain different values. And we all know that the calculations become easy if I assign, say, x3 and x4 initially as 0, and then the given system would be a11 x1 plus a12 x2 equal to b1, a21 x1 plus a22 x2 equal to b2. Am I correct with this? Am I correct with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Achha. So now tell me one thing. We can assign x3 and x4 equal to 0. One more combination can be assigning x1 and x4 equal to 0. So in this manner, we can have lot many combinations of assigning 2 variables as equal to 0. Are we okay with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now, do you remember what is meant by rank of a matrix? Do you remember what is meant by rank of a matrix? Let me see. Let me see who can answer. You know, you had studied this part in detail in your first semester. Am I right? আর তোদের তো তখন অফলাইন ক্লাস হতো তো অফলাইন ক্লাস ফার্স্ট ইয়ারে once you were in first year you had your offline classes. So tell me, what is meant by rank of a matrix?
Number of non-zero rows in the matrix.
Number of non-zero rows.
Yes,
Acha,
ma'am.
theek. Number of non-zero rows.
In an echelon matrix.
Fine. Of what? Of what?
Echelon matrix.
Echelon matrix. Very good. How did we form the echelon matrix?
By augmenting the left side and right side.
Now we made the last row entirely zero.
Kore kortam? How?
Ma'am, by performing some operation.
By?
By performing some operations on rows and columns.
Rows and columns both.
No, either rows or
Or
either
column.
column.
I would have been happier if you used the term by elementary row operations. Mone porche? We had learned
ma'am.
about the term elementary row operation.
Hi, ma'am.
Acha, about that. Suppose we are considering a system that has got m equation and n variables where n is greater than m, and we suppose that rank of A is equal to m. Okay. Now, if any m cross m non-singular matrix be chosen from A and all the remaining n minus m variables not associated with the chosen matrix be set equal to 0, then the solution to the resulting system of equations is said to be a basic solution. Okay. Now tell me one very elementary question. I'm asking a very elementary question. I want that answer from you. Suppose we have m equations in n variables, then can you tell me in how many ways we can choose one m cross m matrix out of it? If I, concentrate on this one, the very small one, here we have 4 variables and 2 equations, right? Now, in order that we are able to solve it, we should be reducing it to 1 2 cross 2 system. Am I correct? You
Yes, ma'am.
forget about that n and m. Here we have 4 variables and 2 equations. So in order that we are able to solve it, we should be able to figure out 1 2 cross 2 system. Am I right? So can you tell me in how many manners that implies further ওটাকে ভেঙে আমরা বলতে পারি out of these 4 columns we would be choosing 2 columns at a time?
4C2.
Exactly. The answer is 4C2. That implies, you know, for an n cross m system, it should be n cross m system, it should be n being the number of variables, n m being the number of equations, then in how many ways?
NCM.
NCM, correct. Okay, that implies we are able to choose m cross m non-singular matrices, rather not only non-singular, we are able to choose m cross m square matrices in NCM ways, right? So we can choose m cross m square matrices in NCM ways. So can you tell me, once we are choosing m cross m square matrices, how many variables are still left out?
2.
Minus M.
Exactly. Those n minus m variables are known as non-basic variables. Okay, and the remaining m variables that we are choosing from this NCM are said to be basic provided rank of A is equal to M. And what is meant by a full rank matrix? Full rank matrix imply the determinant value would be I should expect an answer from you. When do we say that rank of A becomes equal to M? If suppose A is having order M cross M, when do we say that rank of A is equal to M? What about the determinant value of capital A?
It is non-zero.
Exactly. Provided determinant of A is not equal to 0. Fantastic. Are we okay with this? Are we okay with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Let us now concentrate on a particular small example. Suppose I tell you to find yes, we have, your next class starts from 125, am I right?
120.
Fine, so let us keep it till this. We don't have much time left then. We will do problems in the next class. Okay. Any doubt as of now?